Sir, what is the law of heaven's impartiality?
Why do good deeds often accompany blessings? Why does the seemingly ruthless world always hides a preference for the good?
The Tao Te Ching says that heaven always with the good. It's not that heaven is biased, but prefers the good, but rather good and Tao, like shadow, heaven and earth, treats all things equally. Spring grows, summer grows, harvest in autumn, heaven and earth. It never fails any seed that grows towards the sun. Look at the clear spring water in the mountains. It goes around and gathers in depressions. It never strives for victory, but can penetrate rocks and ends up in sea. It doesn't choose plants, but nourishes all things without asking for anything. But it gets mountains and eternal glory. In spring, it carries the clarity of melting snow over the newly sprouted grass and makes the barren valleys turn green again. It becomes a waterfall, bringing coolness to the hot forest and attracts birds to build nests here. It carries the poetry of fallen leaves, nourishing the seeds underground to accumulate strength for new life. It freezes into icicles, waiting for spring. It never changes its nourishing heart due to heat and cold. This is the goodness of water, like the silent sky, nourishing itself. Look at the old trees in the wild. After a century of wind and frost, it silently provides shade, providing shelter for birds, and provides support for vines. Even when it decays, it turns into soil to nourish new life. When the wind blows, it doesn't fight the wind, bending its branches and suffer less damage when the storm hits. It doesn't resist. Its roots deeply penetrate the soil, but becomes more stable. This tree never asks for return, but over the years, it becomes a symbol of the land. It is respected by people. This is the natural manifestation of goodness. It comes without asking and self-made without doing. 100 years, ups and downs. We can see traces of the law of nature and goodness. Once an old farmer tilled the field with oxen. He saw weeds growing on the ridge, but he left the Artemisia annua that loved to show. Neighbors scoffed. He was stupid. This grass was tangled, hindering farming. What's the use? The farmer smiled and said but it can attract bees and mice. Bees and butterflies can pollinate, although the mice steal grain, but also loosen soil. It's created by nature, must have its use. The neighbor shook his head, thinking he was senile. The next spring, the field with wormwood left was a little more moist than elsewhere. The roots of Artemisia annua can lock in water, and pests were much fewer because of the bees. And beneficial insects that prey on pests also gathered. The farmer did not do it deliberately, but only with a heart of compassion. He received the gift of nature. Looking back to Wang Jiyu, between the rise and fall of emperors, there is also the principle of nature being impartial. During Shang Tang, there was a drought, and no grain was harvested. People ate their children. King Tong saw this scene, was heartbroken. He emptied the treasury, but it couldn't save them. So he wore plain clothes to the mulberry forest and knelt in front of the altar to pray. Please don't punish the people. If the people are guilty, let me take the blame. He said he would burn himself to sacrifice. Just as the flames were ignited, a strong wind blew up. Dark clouds covered, and a heavy rain poured down. This is kindness to all beings. And reflect on yourself. Have you said any bad words today?
Have you been greedy or been indifferent?
If so, silently record it.
Correct tomorrow.
If not, be happy and keep it.
And keep it up.
Cultivate the mind.
Daily wiping to keep your mind clear and see the truth.
This is kindness to yourself.
If you have kindness, will always shine.
Don't rely on providence to favor you. Every time you bend down to help the fallen plants, you are connected with spring. Every time you smile at a stranger, you are closely connected with the warmth of humanity. Every time you restrain the evil thoughts, you are in harmony with the laws of nature. The direction of fate is unpredictable. The tree rooted in goodness can withstand the wind and frost better.
When the wind blows,
there are people to help strengthen it. The thick soil will silently protect in the cold winter. The warm sun will shine on it. This is not favoritism, because goodness has the power to gather sand and turn every bit of warmth into a protective barrier. Heaven is not a high-altitude judgment,
but the compassion in our hearts
and a little understanding and generosity.
It's not in the temple,
but in the market, not in the scriptures, but in our words and deeds. Treat the world with kindness.
The world will return your warmth.
You guide the lost to the right way. Perhaps one day you get lost. Someone will patiently guide you. When others are in trouble, you help them. Perhaps one day you fall into trouble. Someone will lend you a hand.
You blend with all things,
and nature will live with you.
If you cherish a drop of water,
maybe it will turn into rain in drought.
You care for a tree.
It may provide shade for you in the hot summer.
If you treat a bird well,
it may wake you up every morning with its clear chirping.
This is the true meaning of the good.
The good create the Tao.
No need to seek if you bloom. The breeze will come. If you are kind, the Tao will follow.